A single moment arrives in every soul's journey, when everything that once felt distant suddenly begins moving toward you. Not because life magically changed, but because you finally aligned with the love, worth, and spiritual maturity required for your breakthrough. That is the moment the universe whispers, now you're ready. Readiness does not begin when someone chooses you, it begins when you choose yourself at a deeper level than ever before. Many people chase marriage as if it is a reward handed out for waiting long enough, suffering long enough, or hoping hard enough. But the universe does not respond to time or desperation. It responds to alignment. Your breakthrough begins the moment you evolve into the version of yourself who is capable of holding the love you once only imagined. This shift is subtle yet powerful. It happens in the quiet corners of your heart, where self-worth is rebuilt, where old wounds lose their voice, and where you stop trying to prove that you are lovable. Instead, you start believing that you already are. That belief becomes the signal the universe has been waiting for. It is the key that unlocks divine timing. Marriage breakthrough does not come from forcing outcomes or fixing people. It comes from inner calibration. The moment your emotions, thoughts, and identity are no longer in conflict with the love you desire. The universe observes what you tolerate, what you fear, what you believe about yourself, and what you silently expect from relationships. When these patterns no longer sabotage your destiny, a shift occurs. You rise into readiness, not through effort, but through transformation. And suddenly, the people who once overlooked you begin to see you differently. Opportunities that once slipped away start gravitating toward you. This is the miracle of alignment. Life changes without you pushing it. You may not recognize it at first, but the universe prepares you long before it delivers anything. It places you in situations that stretch your patience, deepen your emotional intelligence, and teach you to love without losing yourself. Every closed door becomes a hidden curriculum. Every heartbreak becomes a refinement tool. Every delay becomes a divine strategy. You are being shaped, strengthened, and spiritually sharpened for a level of partnership you might not have been able to sustain before. When you think nothing is happening, everything is happening. You are being prepared for a love that matches your soul, not your fears. And when that preparation is complete, the shift feels instant, even though it was building quietly for years. One of the clearest signs of readiness is when you detach from timelines and cling to identity instead. You stop asking, when will it happen, and begin asking, who am I becoming? Because you understand that the version of you married to the right partner is not the same version who questioned your worth, settled for half love, or confused attention with commitment. Your breakthrough arrives when your internal world finally matches your vision. You become the person who naturally attracts the relationship you once begged for. Confidence replaces insecurity. Peace replaces anxiety. Discernment replaces desperation. You begin to treat yourself the way your future partner will treat you, with respect, intention, and consistency. This is readiness. This is alignment. This is the energy that makes the universe say, now you're ready. When the universe prepares you for marriage, it begins by shifting your relationships. People who drain your spirit begin to fade. People who mirror your old wounds lose their hold on you. Patterns that once repeated in cycles of disappointment suddenly stop repeating. This is not loss. It is elevation. You rise into a frequency where low-vibration relationships simply cannot reach you anymore. Instead of clinging to what doesn't serve you, you begin releasing it without fear. Instead of chasing love that confuses you, you start choosing love that respects you. This emotional maturity signals something powerful. You are no longer acting from your past. You are acting from your destiny. And destiny will only meet you at the level of your healed self. Readiness also reveals itself through clarity. You become clear about what kind of love nurtures your soul and what kind of connection drains it. You no longer mistake intensity for intimacy. You no longer fear solitude. You stop negotiating with the parts of yourself that once tolerated emotional chaos. Instead, you walk with a calm confidence that says, I know what I deserve, and I'm no longer afraid to wait for it. The universe responds instantly to this kind of clarity, because clarity is the language of manifestation. It tells life exactly what to send your way. It filters out distractions. It strengthens your intuition. And soon enough, you begin attracting people whose hearts speak the same language as your soul. Your breakthrough becomes undeniable when the peace within you becomes stronger than the uncertainty around you. Instead of questioning whether love is coming, you begin to expect it, not with anxiety, but with assurance. This expectation is not forced. It is natural. You feel aligned, steady, and internally complete. You no longer look for someone to fill a void, because the void has already been filled by your own healing. The universe waits for this moment, because partnership built on wholeness is sustainable, pure, and spiritually grounded. And once you reach this place, you radiate a magnetism that draws the right person toward you without force. Love meets you where you are, because you are finally where love needs you to be. But the most powerful part of your marriage breakthrough is when the universe mirrors back the growth you achieved within yourself. You attract someone who matches your emotional strength, spiritual clarity, and inner readiness. Someone who values what you value. Someone who chooses you with the same certainty with which you choose yourself. This person does not arrive to complete you. They arrive to complement the completeness you have already achieved. That is the difference between waiting and being ready. When you wait, you attract people who mirror your longing. When you are ready, you attract people who mirror your identity. The universe never delays what is aligned with you. It only delays what you are not ready to sustain. Once your heart, mind, and spirit align, the shift is immediate. Conversations flow effortlessly. Timing becomes perfect. Situations align naturally. Life begins to feel synchronized and purposeful. You step into a chapter that feels divinely authored. And you know deep inside that this is not random. It is your breakthrough. It is your arrival into the timeline where your marriage exists, fully formed, spiritually aligned, and destined. Let this be the moment you step into readiness, not by forcing yourself to feel ready, but by recognizing the growth already happening within you. Take a breath and acknowledge that you are becoming the version of yourself who can sustain the love you desire. Feel the peace that comes from trusting divine timing. Feel the power of knowing that nothing meant for you is lost. Feel the strength of becoming emotionally and spiritually grounded. These feelings are not just emotions, they are signs, and the universe always responds to signs of inner readiness. Your marriage breakthrough is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when your inner world matches your destiny. You are closer than you think, more aligned than you realize, and more prepared than your past could ever suggest. Keep evolving, keep grounding, keep choosing yourself. Because the moment the universe sees full alignment in you, it will move everything. People, timing, circumstances, so that your path and your partner collide in perfect harmony. And on that day, the universe will whisper the words your soul has been waiting to hear. Now you stand ready. When your inner identity finally matches the love you desire, the universe begins responding in ways it never did before. You stop sending mixed signals and start radiating stability, confidence, and emotional readiness. This alignment makes you magnetic to the kind of partner who reflects the depth you've built within yourself. You no longer wait in uncertainty because your inner world has already decided what you're prepared to receive. This certainty shifts your energy into a higher frequency where true love can finally recognize you. The universe listens more to your inner state than your outer words. And once it senses alignment, movement begins. Conversations flow easier, synchronicities increase, and signs appear without effort. You notice your intuition growing sharper and your heart feeling lighter. You stop doubting your path and start trusting divine order. Your destiny accelerates not through force, but through identity. And as you shift into this new version of yourself, love begins gravitating toward you like a truth returning home. Readiness begins the moment you stop obsessing over timelines and start embodying your worth. Instead of wondering when love will arrive, you begin preparing for it internally. You treat yourself with respect, intentionality, and calm assurance. You stop begging life for answers and start living as someone who already possesses them. This shift removes desperation from your energy and replaces it with grounded self-respect. You no longer cling to temporary affection, or chase emotionally unavailable people. You start valuing your own peace more than anyone's presence. This changes your entire vibration and signals to the universe that you've stopped settling. When you embody worthiness, you attract worthiness. When you embody confidence, you attract stability. And when you embody readiness, the universe sends a partner who mirrors that energy, because like attracts like, especially in love. Divine timing activates when your healed self replaces your wounded patterns. The universe can deliver your destiny only when you stop repeating cycles that contradict your desires. Every time you choose healing over reaction, growth over comfort, and peace over chaos, you shift timelines. You rise into a new version of yourself who no longer attracts pain disguised as passion. This inner transformation becomes the turning point where destiny can finally reach you. You release old fears that once clouded your judgment. You stop sabotaging good love with outdated insecurities. You free yourself from emotional baggage that once blocked your blessings. Healing opens the door to clarity, and clarity opens the door to breakthrough. When your heart learns to love without fear and receive without resistance, divine timing moves with speed. Love arrives not because you waited long, but because you grew strong. Your marriage breakthrough appears when your clarity becomes stronger than your confusion. You know what you want, and more importantly, what you will no longer entertain. Emotional patterns that once blurred your standards lose their influence. You stop mistaking intensity for compatibility and chaos for connection. Clarity sharpens your awareness and strengthens your boundaries. You begin choosing relationships that bring peace instead of pain. You trust your intuition more deeply and recognize red flags more quickly. You stop allowing loneliness to make decisions for you. Instead, you let purpose guide your choices. With clarity, you attract people who respect your values, rather than those who challenge your self-worth. This internal certainty becomes a beacon that draws your destined partner toward you. Love becomes less about searching and more about recognizing what already aligns with your soul. You attract your destined partner the moment you release relationships that drain your spirit. Every time you distance yourself from someone who diminishes your peace, you make space for the right person to enter. Letting go is not a loss. It is spiritual pruning. The universe removes what cannot grow with you, so that what is meant for you can find you. You begin to understand that emotional exhaustion is not love. It is misalignment. You give yourself permission to walk away from inconsistency, manipulation, and confusion. You stop trying to fix people and start choosing people who are already capable of loving responsibly. This release raises your vibration and reshapes your destiny. As your energy becomes lighter, your heart becomes clearer. You create room for a partner who values you, respects you, and aligns with the life you're stepping into. Letting go becomes the catalyst for receiving what your soul has always deserved. Inner peace becomes the signal that tells the universe you can sustain the love you seek. When your heart is calm, you no longer chase affection or fear abandonment. You stop relying on someone else's presence to feel whole. Peace stabilizes your emotions, strengthens your choices, and deepens your intuition. It becomes the foundation upon which mature love can flourish. You begin experiencing relationships differently because you're no longer reacting from trauma. You communicate with clarity instead of fear. You choose patience over panic. You embrace stillness instead of seeking drama. This tranquility signals to the universe that you are no longer controlled by insecurity. You're ready for a love that is steady, respectful, and intentional. Peace is not the absence of desire. It is the confirmation of readiness. And when you radiate peace, the universe responds by sending someone whose presence keeps that peace intact. Emotional maturity transforms waiting into alignment and longing into certainty. Instead of viewing delays as rejection, you recognize them as preparation. You begin understanding that love requires responsibility, communication, and self-awareness. You no longer expect someone else to fix your wounds or soothe your insecurities. You handle emotions with grace instead of outbursts. You set boundaries without guilt. You give love without losing yourself. This maturity reshapes your entire vibration and elevates your capacity to maintain healthy partnership. The universe recognizes this shift and responds by rearranging your path. People who once matched your old habits fall away, while people aligned with your growth begin appearing. Waiting no longer feels painful, because you know something better is aligning. Longing turns into certainty, because emotional stability becomes your new foundation. Your destined partner shows up when your energy reflects the person you are becoming. When you evolve internally, you attract someone who sees your light, honors your growth, and meets you with equal devotion. Your transformation creates a spiritual signal that guides them toward you, even if they don't know why. You stop attracting connections based on your past wounds and begin attracting relationships based on your emerging identity. You walk differently, think differently, and love differently because your spirit has shifted. Your new frequency calls in someone who resonates with your depth, values your heart, and aligns with your purpose. This arrival feels natural, not forced, because your soul has already met their energy long before your eyes meet their presence. Your growth becomes the bridge that leads them to you, and when they arrive, you'll know it wasn't chance, it was alignment.